It's always been that. And the reason why I say that, that's why LeBron never got his just due, because he did not win. And the reason that he didn't get his just due, because he never won a championship. He did not start getting his just due and moved up into that debate with Mike and Kobe until he won a championship. That's been the criteria ever since
all our lives
has been introduced to us. The criteria is about winning and winning championships.
You heard Oscar Robertson. Oscar Robertson said you can't cross that line until you want something.
Exactly.
Don't try to change it now.
That's why Kevin Durant never got up in the conversation. So Kevin Durant said, look, let me go get my championships. He got his championship. Now Kevin Durant ain't even worried about winning championships no more. He just wants to play ball. He is solidified. He is solidified with the 2 championships he's got. And he is okay with that.
And you know what? Unfortunately, though, as great as he was, because I see this being a continuing issue, though. But as great as Kevin Durant is, and as a scorer, though, a lot of people discredit the ring because of the team he had on him.
It doesn't matter. He's
a champion.
What you want.
He's a champion. All right, cool. Say what you want with that, K-Sap. And I'm just framing it as I can see it moving forward. A lot of viewers, a lot of people in other comment sections, a lot of people on Twitter have already framed it that, though, this team is so stacked. If she wins this, she had really nothing to do with it because the deck was too stacked, just like they said with KD. You know what I'm saying? So even, yes, if you want to say championship is the criteria and winning it, nobody wins by themselves. Right? Nobody wins by themselves. That ring, I think that championship run that LeBron had in 2007 going against the Spurs, when he had a team of, a lot of people say nobody, it essentially was nobody. That was one of his greatest championship runs. He did that on his back, solo dolo.
That's right.
He didn't win, though. That was one of the greatest runs.
But look, it ain't even about LeBron. It's about what Glenn Davis was saying.
I beg to differ.
He made his argument that with CC Stats, she's the best to ever do it. So I asked him a question. I said, if you basing it off of stats and you look at the stats, wouldn't LeBron James be the GOAT? He said no. I said, why not? If you basing it off stats, if you look at his stats, then he started moving the goalposts. Oh, it's longevity. Oh, it's not, he ain't do it every season. Man, get out of here, man. That's the stuff that I can't stand, man.
And I'm glad Sister Keisha is here because I like to keep it honest. Sister Keisha, you're not giving bail to nobody. I just want you to speak to the 2023. I've been saying it over and over again. Everybody was ignoring my comment. The 2023 LSU championship team: Anissa Morrow, HVL, Alicia Williams, and
Alexis Morris.
Right? Alexis McPartman. Was that a bad team?
It was a good team.
They were not favored, but was that a bad team? 3 out of those 4 players are going to be first-round draft picks. Flau'jae, Morrow, Reese was. We know Morrow going to be a first-round. We know Flaw would be a first.
Flau'jae was a freshman.
Get drafted.
Like, Flau'jae was a freshman, though.
Right. I don't think Anissa Morrow was there yet.
And Anissa Morrow wasn't on the team.
She was still in Chicago on DePaul.
She was still in Chi-Town.
Mm-hmm.
From the LSU, from the website, I put up the roster. They were showing her on the roster with HVL.
She got there 2024. Yeah.
Angel Reese took Alexis Morris, Flau'jae Johnson, who was a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
The other girl, what was her name?
Tool was in the backcourt. Poole.
Maya Smith was there.
Kateri Poole.
Kateri Poole.
Yeah.
And
Jasmine Carson.
Ice Spice.
Mm-hmm.
Paul.
Yeah.
Last year, Paul.
Yep.
Yeah.
The girl Smith who played today, right? She was on that team?
Yeah. That's who went to the championship game. And Alexis Morris. That team. The only person that's in the W is Angel.
Angel.
That's exactly. Right. That's right.
And she took that team over the hump. If you look at the team that LSU had the last year before Angel Reese came in, she won it in her first year. So you telling me that even though they wasn't even picked to beat Iowa,
They wasn't ranked at the beginning of the season
Exactly.
at all, KSAP.
And moved up through the ranks.
Yes.
And shut it down.
Now, there's an argument for that too.
And that's how I was telling Glenn. You talking about, who would have won a championship at Iowa? Stop deflecting now. Now you're deflecting. What you mean who would have won a championship at Iowa? Caitlin Clark was there. But I guarantee you, if Angel Reese was there, she'd have brought him over the finish line. How about that?
Let me say this. Let me say this. KSAP, let me say this, y'all. Y'all stop. Seriously, man. Y'all stop with the bullshit. Stop bullshit. You playing games. We know what winners do. We know what winners look like.
That's right.
And if you got a ring, you got a ring. And if you took your team to win, you took your team to win, goddammit. Don't act like that. I'm talking to the ones that's in the chat. To the Angel Reese won in high school 3 times. She won twice in college, and now she has won as a pro in the Unrivaled League in the off-season playoffs. Listen, we know what winners do. The girl has won everywhere she went. Caitlin Clark has not. That's the leadership Maya Moore is talking about. Stop moving the goalposts. Keep it a freaking buck with me.
They only here to cause confusion.
Keep it a freaking buck. If you keeping it a buck, Caitlin Clark, this is what Maya Moore said. She needs to be a better leader because better leaders is able to distribute the ball. Better leaders is able to rally their teams around instead of complaining on the sideline. Better leaders don't go back and forth with their coaches and saying that coaches is a dumbfound stupid person. Better leaders don't have tantrums on the sideline of the court. Better leaders don't make their own players, their teammates feel like that they the worst and they're the best. Better leaders is the one who takes it all on the chest and responsibility of it all. That's what leaders do. That's not what we got in Caitlin Clark. What we got is a whitewashed, just like Santos is trying to whitewash the slavery aspect in books in Florida. You're trying to whitewash history once again. She is not, let me repeat it again. She is not the best top 10 players of all time in college just because you had a scoring record. Now, arguably, Breanna Stewart is the best. Arguably, Breanna Stewart won every year. What you say? Yeah, she a white girl. Breanna Stewart is the one who did it. You got what I'm saying? Don't play games with me. You playing games with a name. So I'm done with it, y'all.
Can I just interject one thing before the next guy goes?
Go ahead, Keisha.
Samaya Smith, the player you seen tonight, Woden, she was a freshman too. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Proof Golden.
No, I was going to say, Wody, I want you to ask something else also. And I put this in the chat. The coach that's coaching the Fever is Stephanie White. I said this the last time, KSAP. She won the Wade Trophy in 1999. She won a championship in 1999. Now let's get to Coach Dawn Staley.
But hold on. Before you even continue, Proof Golden.
Yes.
See, you're saying stuff that they not even aware of. And that's the problem that I have. When you know your history,
when you know
what these collegiate athletes before this new crop came in,
that's right,
to disrespect them the way that they're being disrespected,
right,
is diabolical. That's why Jamil Hill said what she had to say about Cheryl Swoops not being on there. Right. But when she made that comment, everybody wanted to come at her because it was all about CC, right? So then I did a video about where I thought they had Maya Moore, Shamika Holsclaw, and Candace Parker ranked. I'm talking strictly about them three.
Facts.
People all up in my comment section talking about you hating on Caitlin Clark. I didn't even mention Caitlin Clark's name one time in that video. And they made it about Caitlin Clark. So for you to come on here and give them a history lesson, the stuff that Bro Claude always does, for you to take it a step further, that's what they don't understand. So when you're talking about the history of the NCAA women collegiately, and you're talking about Stephanie Weiss, the Dawn Staleys, they forgot about Nancy Lieber and Klein. I mean, this is stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah. Well, K-Sap, let's get to Coach Dawn Staley, because they always say great players can't be great coaches. That's a lie. Bill Russell won back-to-back championships as a player coach.
A player coach and a coach. Exactly.
That's right. Okay. Now, Dawn Staley went to the Final Four in 1990, 1991, and 1992. She was the MVP in a losing cause in 91. The only other person that was the MVP in a losing cause is Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm just saying. How many times did Caitlin Clark go to the finals? Twice. They lost by double figures. Twice. Okay. Dawn Staley, if it wasn't for Nikki Caldwell Vargas, she would have won in 91 in New Orleans. Blocked her shot to send the game in overtime. Those are facts. And when I saw that list, my college classmate sent that to me. I sent him your video, your commentary about Fox's list.
Yeah.
I didn't have to listen to it because I already knew what you had to say. Because when I looked at the list, what you're talking about is you're talking about people insulting your intelligence.
Exactly.
That's what you're talking about.
Exactly.
People are insulting your intelligence because you're speaking facts. And they hate that.
Thank you.
You know, but you got it. And the brother brought up the governor in Florida, how they want to get rid of history. Okay. Why do they ban books on Hank Aaron and Roberto Clemente? Because of the racism they had to deal with. Baseball players.
They're not ready for that proof. They're not ready for that judge proof.
I want to say this.
Speak, man. Speak.
Right. Let me say this, because the last time I was here, y'all said, please don't say that about Maya Moore. I'm just preparing y'all, because you asked me what the criteria is for my show about the Hall of Fame. I've been saying it. I hope I'm wrong about Maya Moore. Don't be surprised if she don't get in on the first ballot. And K-Sap, you ran down her credentials.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to add another nugget to it when I brought up Jim Brown, Colfax, and Barry Sanders. We shouldn't even be having this conversation. But like one of her former alums, Swin Cash, did not go in on the first ballot. You look at her resume. It speaks for itself. Why is Tisha Pinachero not in the Hall of Fame? And the brother Glenn Davis, he talked about more games. I brought this up about the record Caitlin Clark broke as a rookie. She broke Tisha Pinachero's 28-year rookie record. Oh, by the way, she had more games to do it.
But
go ahead.
He skipped over that. He skipped over that, though, Proof.
Go ahead.
You see what he did? He skipped over that.
Yeah. But see, that's too much because we start going back in time.
Yeah. Juju did it in 38. She did it. She did the second year in 38.
Say that again.
Juju in her sophomore year
broke her record.
It wasn't. It's Kelsey Mitchell has the record for the most points scored. Let's get this clear.
Okay,
let's be clear. See, I'm facts over feelings. And one thing these people gonna always say about Brother Claude know what the hell he talking about. Kelsey Mitchell is the leader in 2-year tandems. She was the leading scorer in those 2 years in freshman to sophomore. Second is Juju Watkins. Second was Caitlin Clark, but she passed Caitlin Clark for second. But we don't know if Juju Watkins goes to the Final Four and wins to play for the championship, she will succeed Kelsey Mitchell.
Okay.
This is what she's on the tier, the path to. So if she goes past the Final Four, she will succeed Kelsey Mitchell this year.
Okay.
So if she doesn't, she'll be just short of Kelsey Mitchell because Kelsey Mitchell got up like about maybe
Hold on
a
for just
couple
1
hundred
second.
points. Go
See,
ahead.
this is what I have a problem with. See, everybody's in the chat. They want to bring Angel Reese's name in this. It ain't got what does Angel Reese got to do with anything?
This
that we talking
conversation
about?
has nothing to do with Angel Reese.
Angel ain't got nothing to do with it.
You got I Believe coming in there talking about Angel Reese. What to say? Shamika Holsclaw will crush Angel. Goddamn right, Shamika Holsclaw will crush Angel. Shamika Holsclaw was deemed the next Michael Jordan out there. Her game implemented a man-style game.
You saying
Shamika Holsclaw will crush anybody on that top 10 list if you go one-on-one. That's my opinion. So what does Angel got to do? Why are y'all throwing Angel in this and we ain't said nothing about Angel Reese?
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Not
because you got Angel Reese up your ass. That's why I said it. It sound kind of like feminine because you can't get off of it.
Well,
we ain't talking about Angel Reese. Yeah, I believe. I'm talking to you. What do Angel got to do with any of this?
Got nothing to do with nothing.
I believe. Do you gotta up your butt or something?
Bro, Claude, let me say this. Bro, Claude, let me say this. If Maryland's playing in the men are playing in the final in the Sweet 16 against Florida out west.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, her brother plays for the Maryland team.
Yeah.
If they lose, they're gonna blame Angel Reese.
They're gonna blame Angel Reese.
Yeah.
They probably will.
No.
They probably will.
They will blame Angel. I was telling my wife yesterday. You know that's Angel Reese's brother. If they lose, they're gonna blame her.
If Angel Reese's brother lose, they're gonna blame Angel.
They're gonna blame her.
Let me say this, and I'm gonna give it back to y'all. When y'all talking about Shamika Holsclaw in her prime, she would annihilate Angel Reese right now. She would annihilate Angel Reese. I mean, come on, guys. Let's stop it. Y'all go back and look who Shamika Holsclaw was. Y'all go back and look up Shamika Holsclaw's game.
Yeah.
Hey, watch this, brother. Let me handle some business real quick. Shirley Drummond, they was watching you, goddamn fool. Did you see the ratings of college basketball? They have always watched college basketball. Your stupid ass didn't watch it. It's because you didn't watch it. But college collegiate women's basketball has always been up at all-time high. Go look at the ratings across the board. Right. The only thing that failed, that was falling short, was the WNBA. But people like you with small brains, with small minds, don't even know, because that's why we know you knew. You one of them new motherfuckers. Excuse my language. You one of them new people that is on a bandwagon, the train. You so stupid. You don't even know that college basketball has always, since the 80s, have been one of the most watched television programs of all time, more than baseball. What is Go look. What I'm saying, you the one. So you base it off your emotions. You all in your feelings. But I understand, Shirley, that you in your feelings. It's okay. It's all right. But facts over feelings. And you coming up in here with your feelings. Now you just got your feelings hurt because Bro Claude called you a damn fool. You a damn fool coming up in here with that nonsense. And you a mischief maker. I'm watching you like the ops. Go ahead. I'm done.
Bro Claude, what makes these people think these Power 5 schools have not been making boatloads of money for years off of TV ratings and off of ticket sales? They have their own fan base.
They have their own fan base.
Okay, can I say this?
They don't need the WNBA. They good.
Hey, Key, can I say this? If you think about it, they said Caitlin Clark was the #1 draw. Is that right? Last year?
That's what they said.
Okay. What team has been the #1 draw in college basketball women's for the past 10 years? I'll tell you, South Carolina.
Yep. They sell out every game.
Every game. On the road, too. On the road. Now, K-Sap mentioned Shamika Holdsclaw. Won 3 championships her freshman, sophomore, and junior year. They lost to Connecticut the year before she got there. And that game still bothers me because of some funky officiating.
She won 6 straight championships, man.
Won six straight. And the only reason why Connecticut didn't win more championships is because Holdsclaw was there. Because K-Sap, if you remember when she was a freshman, she was going up against, when Gino started winning championships, it wasn't because of Rebecca Lobo or Jen Rosati or Carol Walters. He won because of the National High School Player of the Year in 1994. Her name is Nikisha Sales. If you don't believe me, research it yourself.
Man, you cooking, baby. You cooking.
Come on, man.
That's when he started winning championships, because you remember in 94, they got blown out by North Carolina and Marion Jones and Sampson. Ran them out the building.
Yes, embarrassing.
Am I right or wrong?
Man, you cooking. You ain't. Hey, look. For people that don't know, look, that's Shamika Holdsclaw right there. Look who she look who she representing, man. She representing Simply Ball Dropping, baby.
Yeah.
Because
dope.
This is facts, man.
Dope.
This is facts.
That's dope. That's dope.
You're the only one that's giving her love. Those of us who followed Pat Summitt in Tennessee, we know. Because before she got there, her best player was Bridget Gordon from the 80s.
Man, proof, man.
You just made somebody mad. You just made them mad, K-Sap. You done made them mad. You done fried chicken. You done fried chicken up in here, K-Sap.
That's what I'm talking about. See,
that's fried chicken.
See, Proof Golden came in here and just backed up everything I said, because when we talking about the history of collegiate basketball players, people don't know the history on that. See, they only blindsided to one thing.
And K-Sap, can I say this about Dawn Staley?
Go ahead.
Because you know I follow South Carolina every game. Dying breathing. The SEC Network has a documentary on the history of SEC Southern hoops. They profiled one player from another conference. You know who that player was? Dawn Staley. Because she gave Tennessee fits.
Oh, yeah.
And Pat, you can see Pat Summitt walking the sidelines. She didn't even want to give birth to her child in Virginia. She told the damn pilot, "You better not land this plane in Virginia." Her water broke because she was still upset about Dawn Staley beating her in 1990 in the regional final, because the Final Four was in Knoxville. Those are facts.
Yeah.
One player, Dawn Staley. That's facts.
Yeah. You can't rebuke that, man. You can't worry about Shirley. You got to keep moving, man. We passed that, man. Like, and that's what I'm saying. When you got people that come up on the panel that give you facts and give you everything that you need to know, and you can't digest it, that's on you. So take what we trying to tell y'all, and when you leave the show, just think about it. Just think about what we're talking about. What's up?
ASAP, they don't even want to pull up Google.
They don't.
They just want to run with their own narrative.
Because they got socially condensed lenses, man.
If I can interject something though, with it was 1 point though, and I was asking the people that's 7, 8, and 9, right? They all have Brittany Griner. We know Asia got one, and we know Candace got one. And I think Brittany Griner does have 1 ring, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that my 1 point of contention, because the people that they put in honorable mention, the people who didn't get mentioned, like I've seen people in other comment sections and whatnot saying Jackie Styles didn't get no love, and she took like basically a mid-major to a Final Four. Then you got Kelsey Plum on there, scoring record, but she never got past like Sweet 16, Elite 8. Yeah. And Sabrina Ionescu, who never really went anywhere either. So
Enrique didn't get no love, and she had the last buzzer beater shot.
She actually got. So then, when my whole point of contention, when you say you don't think Asia necessarily needs to be on the list, and I can kind of agree, even with
I didn't say that. Jamel Hill said that.
Jamel, pardon me. I mean Jamel. Sorry, Jamel. Yeah, there was some agreement with that, and I can even agree with that to a certain extent. Because then again, if we want to compare numbers, then you could swap out technically, and this is not for Angel Reese purposes, but yeah, for all intents and purposes, and you could technically swap out Angel Reese and put her in a spot that say Asia is in. So everyone, in my opinion, then technically everyone who had a great tournament run and has a ring, then it can potentially be on the list. Why not people then who got 2 and 3 rings? That's why I don't think this criteria, what they're grading it on, is solely based on rings. Because a lot of
Kelsey Plum
ain't
on there. She had better. She had.
What you
better
mean it's
scoring.
not based on about winning, man? It is based
Yeah, I
on
need to
because
go
other
get it.
people
I'ma
who
pull
ain't
up the
got
list
rings
right
are not
quick. I
on this
need to
list.
see
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
No, this is
Hold on. What you say, Wody?
Whoa.
People who got rings is not.
But you only,
but
you only got 10. It's only 10 spots. It's
right,
it's a lot of women in college that got rings. Yeah, it's a lot of them that got rings that are not on the thing. That's what I'm saying. This list is people's opinion.
Has nothing to do with championships.
It has everything to do with championships.
It has everything to do with
and I'm gonna tell you why.
And it has everything to do with racist bias thing. It's the Ku Klux Klan. That girl,
Fox fell for the narrative.
She's not in the narrative. Top 10. Wody,
I agree with that too. I agree with you.
Okay,
there.
the Ku Klux Klan they got her at number 2. Listen, listen. You talking about where she could be placed? She can't be placed at anything, but then they didn't place her. The Ku Klux Klan then placed her at number 2. Come on, Wody, argue that statement. Argue that.
I can't argue that. I don't even think she should be in his top 10.
Exactly.
I don't think she should be in his top 10.
Listen, Wody,
my thing is that people on this list in honorable, I'm looking at the honorable mention. They put people in honorable mention with no rings. So I don't think this list is about championships at all.
That's why they honorable mention and they didn't get in the top 10. That's a difference. You can be an honorable mention, but you're not in the top 10, right? It's only 10 spots. Right. And like I said, Fox fell for the narrative about this Caitlin Clark narrative. They fell for it. They in the trick bag. So what they did is they put her on there. They put her on there. That's all the fact is what Bro Claw was saying. If you look at everybody else that's in that top 10, they got a championship ring. Fox fell for the narrative because what they doing is they pushing Caitlin Clark so hard. And if you're just going to push one person, then the WNBA is going to be a falter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. There's other people that you should be pushing. You got to push everybody in the league because that's why everybody's so focused on one player. And like I said, regardless if you think Caitlin Clark is the ticket seller, the person that moves the needle to put fans in the seats, if the WNBA want to use her in that sense, let the WNBA use her. But that don't mean that she is the best player since sliced bread. Go ahead.
K-Sal, I put this question in chat and nobody's answered the question. Why didn't Caitlin Clark get in the 3-point shooting contest?
K-Sal, B say drop the link.
Yeah. And just for Johnny Brown, even with your question there, I don't understand at all, Mr. Johnny Brown, what your statement means. Bond. I said I don't think she should be in the top 10. I said my opinion is this was not based on championships because of the honorable mentions got people with no rings in it.
I mean, you can have honorable mentions. That don't mean that they're honorable. They're not on the list, Wody. That's the difference, man.
Didn't I say stop the bullshit? This your big brother now. Stop the bullshit.
Well, everybody on this list got a ring.
Either you won or you didn't win. Either you made an impact in college or you didn't. You made a selfish impact for yourself, accolades. But did you impact? They talking about the best in college. The best in college is the impact of the team. Who took their team to the champion? Who got their team the champ? And Breonna Stewart is the one who did it 4 times. Period.
Hey! I gotta make a statement about Breonna Stewart. If you go back and pull up the roster that Breonna Stewart played with, 7 of those players on that roster in the WNBA,
and all-stars. Kia Nurse, Gabby Williams, Mariah Jefferson, Megan Tuck, Breonna Stewart, Nafisha Collier. I named 6? What's big girl played for the Mystics?
Just check. That's the reason why they won all them games in a row. And last I checked, somebody put in there What about the conference they play in? Now, do you guys think they would have won all them games if they played in the SEC?
Hey, you can't hold that against them.
No, I cannot.
If you gonna hold that against them, you gotta hold the fact that the player y'all want to be in there never won a ring.
That's right.
So then one of them should be in there then.
Right. But see, this brother, one of the brothers in the chat put in there about LSU, they had 12 McDonald's All-Americans. That's the point I'm making. That if that's the case, Breanna Stewart had a bunch of players, like I said, they're in the W. And like somebody mentioned, a lot of them all-stars.
And that goes back to an argument I had again earlier when I brought up Kevin Durant for the purpose of that conversation. When you got more talent stacked around you, some people gonna look at it like, yeah, but you had the deck stack, and UConn always has a stacked deck.
Okay,
so that's why people discredit a lot of them.
Y'all gotta stop that, man. Y'all gotta stop.
Okay, now wait a minute.
If I'm lying, that Breanna Stewart look, it's just the facts of the nature.
Okay. Let me say this.
Always it's been looked at like that.
Okay, let me say this about this so-called Big Three, which is foolish. I'm gonna go back to the 1980s. Let me look at the Lakers and the Celtics. How many Hall of Famers were on that team? Big Three, please. Let's look at the Pistons.
It was Big Threes before the Big Threes. Man.
It was Big Threes, Big Fours, Big Five.
Yeah. Look at that Lakers roster, man.
In fact, if you look at the 444 Philadelphia 76ers. The only guy that should be in the Hall of Fame, this guy should be in the Hall of Fame, Andrew Toney.
Andrew Toney, he don't get his respect.
He don't get his due. And I'm going to say this. If you go back and look at Larry Bird's greatest years in Boston, you will see when he started winning them MVPs and when they were going to the finals consistently is when they got Dennis Johnson. Okay, and they won the Atlantic Division 5 years in a row. Danny Ainge was already there. But they had problems in the Eastern Conference with the guards, Isaiah Thomas, the Boston Strangler, Andrew Toney, and Sidney Moncrief.
Yeah.
Okay? Those are facts. And
don't start that's my history. Don't start them because they know nothing. They know nothing about none
I want
of
to
that.
bring this to the present day. Because you want to make the history as movement and memory. And so when we start talking about these different players and they start talking about this foolishness, this false ass narrative, Big Three and all that. Stop me with that BS.
Thank you.
Okay. That's facts. And I understand why you get upset because they're insulting your intelligence.
They playing with
I know they don't
play with me.
But sometimes
don't play with me.
But sometimes you can't waste your words on wisdoms. You can't waste your words of wisdom on a fool. You can't do it.
That's what my grandmama said.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm
that's
sorry.
That's what my grandmama said.
Okay.
You can't waste your words of wisdom on a fool because they a goddamn fool.
Because they're gonna always, like K-Sap said, they're gonna move the narrative.
They're gonna move it every time.
You know,
man.
That's why people like Skip Bayless, he uses LeBron to make himself look good. And I think I heard K-Sap say, now he's going after Gilbert Arenas.
Yep. Gilbert and fried him already.
Yeah. See, Google is your best friend. Just Google the shit. That's all you got to do. You know, because when you start talking about the best and you don't mention the guy from Overbrook High School, Wilt Chamberlain, averaged 50 points a game in 1962, had 100 points a game, 100 points in the game against the Knicks in 62. And I'm going to say this. He wasn't even MVP of the league in 62. It was Bill Russell. That's the same year that Oscar Robertson averaged a triple-double. Yeah. But just like UK-Sap and Brooklyn Key, when you guys spit facts, when Isaiah Thomas spits facts, he's a hater. No, he's a facts.
He's a facts.
I'll say this, I'm a go because I got to get ready for school tomorrow. Gotcha. Let me say this, K-Sap. Look at the Houston Rockets in 1995. They won the NBA title as a 6th seed. After game 2 of the Western Conference semifinals, they did not
Kenny
lose
Smith,
one.
Vernon Maxwell.
That's right. Vernon Maxwell.
Yeah.
And that team, and I tell my college classmate, I don't give a damn what nobody says. Dream got the ink, but the heart and soul of that team was those guards.
Exactly.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mad Max used to put it on the line. Him, Kenny Smith, Mario Ellie.
Put it down.
It wasn't Mario Ellie hitting them corner threes, kissing the crowd.
You my type of dude.
Yeah.
That's right. See, those are and they
my
won
type of dude.
They won as a 6 seed. They didn't
You don't
lose
know the
another
history.
game on the road that playoff. Go look it up. They
got
went
it.
4-0 against
They don't want to look
Orlando.
it up, man. They
They
don't
don't
want to
wanna
look it up.
look
That's
it
the
up.
problem.
But see, if you're
It's a
gonna
problem.
argue with me, you got to bring the facts.
Yeah.
So I understand, but I'm out. So
All right.
somebody else can
Appreciate
get
you,
in.
my brother.
Okay, brother. Y'all take care.
All right. Appreciate you.
Appreciate
Okay.
you.
Hey y'all,
Take care, bro.
All right.
hey y'all, we finna go over to Mississippi State and the USC as soon as KSAP shut it down, as soon as we both
but
shut it down.
Go ahead, B. I know B. I know you've been listening. I know you probably got some words on what we've been talking
I
about,
just
man.
want
Go
to
ahead
know
and
that
drop
if
it.
y'all mentioned Shamika Holslaw because
Man, that's all I've been. Hey, that's
Yeah,
look,
we
you ain't got to
did.
say.
Hey, he got his picture.
Oh, hold
I
on,
just
hold
got
on.
She
You
part
just
of the
got
Simply
here?
Ball
I
dropping
just
family.
got here.
But hold on,
I
B.
thought
B.
it was atrocious. She was ranked higher than her. It hurt my heart.
Yeah, listen, but look at the screen.
Oh dang!
She
Hey,
represents
You
Simply
better know
Ball
what
dropping,
family
baby.
you in, B. You better know where you at,
Hey.
Come
B.
on, man.
B,
Yeah,
you
we
better
talk-
know where
That's
you
my
at, B.
favorite women's college basketball
That's
player
his
of
favorite.
all time, man. Shamika Holdsclaw don't get her just dues. She was
don't.
the female that she was on the Slam magazine. She was on Sports Illustrated. She was deemed the female Michael Jordan. She could do it all, and she gets slighted. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, like I said, she won 6 consecutive championships dating from high school going into college. 3 in high school and 3 consecutive in college.
She did.
You know what I'm saying? And the thing about Shamika Holdsclaw that people don't know that, you know, she's like 6'4", 6'5". She could handle the ball. She could stop on a dime. She could play defense. She could rebound. She could shoot, and she could pass, and she could lock you up. Shamika Holdsclaw's knees got bad on her, so when she was in the WNBA, got bounced around. You know what I'm saying? So she was a journeyman. But when you talking about collegiate athletes and you talking about the greatest of all time, and to have her, you know, sitting there at number 5 and they got CC above her, that's fucking diabolical, man.
Diabolical.
Oh,
I also
that's how you know it's serious. He made KSAP curse.
Yeah, it's
I know,
diabolical, man.
What'd you say,
it's
B?
so crazy how they continue to disrespect Angel Reese. And
That's because they black women. They black women. That's why.
After time.
They
Not only
black
did she win a
women. They
ring
don't
in college,
care.
not only did she win a ring in college, she did something that almost no college player in the SEC can do in averaging 23 and 15 in the season. She came back and gave you similar stats to that the next season and averaged 18 and 13 the next season. If I'm not mistaken, when she was in Maryland in the Big Ten, Iowa wasn't making the Big Ten championship games like they was.
Maryland was beating them every time.
They was running into a brick wall. Not only that,
They don't want to hear that, B.
she was on a Big Ten all freshman team. She was on a Big Ten all defensive team. She
Do it.
times all
Don't
AC,
do it to him,
all
niece.
SEC. She was a 2023 SEC
Don't do it to
player.
him, niece.
She like 2-time NCAA all region, was the NCAA most outstanding player in the tournament,
Told
won
y'all,
the
this girl got
championship.
it in her blood. This is what she eats.
Like, how do
Come on.
you leave somebody with those accolades?
Want me tell you why, B?
Go ahead.
I'm gonna tell you why. Fox fell for the narrative, man. Fox got caught up in the trick bag. Fox went with the narrative.
Player, they got second.
I know, but look, B, Fox fell for the narrative. That's just point blank, period. Fox fell for the narrative, man.
Well, it's Fox, so I ain't surprised.
Exactly.
They love the narrative.
But listen, that's why I'm glad ESPN came out with their rank and they booted her up out of there.
Because it's
You
ridiculous.
see what I'm saying? Because they know what it is.
Because when have rings ever not been a standard?
That's
When
all
have
your life.
every championship ever not been a standard? It's only not the standard because she ain't won one. It's not the standard because she ain't won one.
They're trying to change that narrative.
Stacked teams is the only excuse people got because she ain't won one. If UConn got a stacked team, Tennessee had stacked teams. LSU team that season wasn't even supposed to be there. So why she ain't ranked?
You two got a stacked team.
But look.
As far as who it is, I'm talking about this year. She got 5-tier players.
But the thing about it is, right? You got to look at when LSU won the championship. Like Keisha always saying she brought this up long time ago on the past show.
They
wasn't even ranked. Coming into that season, they wasn't even ranked. And look, Angel Reese, the leader that she is, got them out the mud, got that national exposure, got them to the championship game, brought the championship game home, right? And then they say, well, Caitlin Clark was at Iowa. That Iowa team wasn't going to win nothing. Man, cut that shit out, man. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm not buying that, man.
Almost got to the Sweet 16.
Told you, it's the Ku Klux Klan and the Negroes, they fall for it.
And the thing about it is,
Negro gonna fall.
She got to the championship twice and got exiled. She got beat by LSU, and like Proof Golden said, that people don't want to say. Not only did she get beat, she got beat by double digits. She got beat by LSU. Angel Reese gave it, I can't see me, gave it a ring, and then the next year, Camila Cardoso. And what do Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese have in common? They Chicago Sky players.
Yes, sir.
You want to know?
So you tell me, what's that?
SEC, a conference full of thugs, and guess what happened to Iowa today? They got beat by the SEC, a conference full of thugs.
But B, this is what I said before you came in here. See, I saw a YouTube guy talking about the viewership. Ain't nobody watching these games. I didn't even watch them. But how ironic do you say that on the eve of Iowa getting themselves bounced up out of the NCAA? Because you want to push a narrative that ain't nobody watching. There's people watching. Everybody wants to push
one thing that make it look like, though, if Iowa can't get nowhere without her, you say what you will, though. It don't look like they that good if they can't get nowhere right now.
Well, they
you know what?
They just ran into a buzzsaw.
Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna do a video a little
They
later
made it back to the tournament.
Let me tell you how.
Thank you, B. They got back in the tournament.
They got there.
Let me tell you how silly these people are, y'all. So Woody Mac can understand where I'm coming from. These people do not understand that these colleges have their own fan base. K-Sap, the LSU gymnastics team sells out the PMAC every Friday. Do you know how many people the PMAC hold? 13,000. More than most WNBA arenas.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. LSU has its own fan base. I don't know what these YouTubers are talking about.
But
I don't know what they're talking
it's
about.
All a lie, man. And
it's a lie.
And like I tell people, as many videos that I produce and people go up and watch, they always want to come up in my comment section talking about I'm a hater, I'm this, you're a CC hater, and all this stuff. But like I said before you got here, B, and when I opened up the show, the problem is I have never disrespected Caitlin Clark whatsoever. I never called Caitlin Clark out of her name. I never said anything racial about Caitlin Clark. I never said the way she looks. I never said the things that her and her narrative that her and her brother push. I've only talked about Caitlin Clark as a basketball player, but I'm a hater. I'm a racist. So I told the person, there's people that come up in the comment. I said, do you go on these channels that have these thumbnails about Angel Reese, calling her a baby giraffe, doing all this other stuff, calling her a hood bee, calling her a neat, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say the word. Do you go on their channel and say, hey, you're just an Angel Reese hater? Hell nah. Like Bro Claw said, I beg to differ.
I beg to differ.
Y'all don't do nothing like that. But y'all gonna let people just call Angel Reese out of her name, but y'all okay with that. And I have not disrespected Caitlin Clark one time on this platform. Now go ahead.
Hey, K-Step, I got a question.
Go ahead.
I got a question for some of these people. If they support Caitlin Clark and they was always Iowa fans and blah, 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 why them Iowa girls was playing to a half-full arena in the NCAA for their game? Why they ain't out there supporting them Hawkeyes?
Don't do that.
Tell me.
We can't talk about it. We can't talk about attendance. Don't do that. We can't do that.
What?
Why not?
Oh, really?
Why not?
No,
Why
no.
do you
They
not
claim
doing what they said they was
That's
They
the
doing?
claim
standard
that they were
we can't talk
Iowa
about
fans.
attendance.
So you okay with these YouTubers out here putting this narrative out? Ain't nobody watching nothing.
That's not true.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that because
But you
again,
don't
they
believe
put the Nielsen ratings out there, and they say they up 3%. So when you look
No,
at the
I'm
actual
talking
numbers,
about
they say
the
they up.
crowd.
We talking about the YouTubers that are out there.
The crowd.
that are
Iowa, they
talking this.
mentioned on TV that Iowa crowd was less than half of what it was last year. They needed some support. They just mentioned it today.
They did.
They just mentioned it today.
The broadcaster said that.
You can
The
tell
broadcaster said it.
it is gonna go in one end after the other because
So where is these Caitlin Clark supporters who said that they originally are Iowa supporters?
They nowhere to be found.
And they tried to make me believe
they Ku Klux Klan members that got behind a white girl, and that's what it is. I see them.
and
That's
they
what
tried
they
to
are.
make us believe that Angel Reese wasn't nobody was backing her when she was at a Power 5 school.
Keisha, the bad thing about they can't make me believe crap.
Can't make me believe
because
nothing.
I know what I stand on, and I know what I see.
Nothing at all.
They can't make me believe nothing. I'm like Key said, I'm not drinking that. I'm not drinking that juice.
Don't drink that.
I'm not drinking that juice because I know from my own intellectual eyes, I don't look through socially condensed lenses. I see everything, and y'all see everything that I see as well. Because these narratives out here that these YouTubers are spreading. See, nobody has a problem about what they doing. Everybody has a problem with what we doing. That's the difference. They don't have a problem with what they doing. The problem lies with what we doing.
They got Simply ball dropping all in their mouth. They got Simply ball dropping family all in their mouth.
Anybody that's associated with me, anybody that's associated with me, they're gonna drop the gauntlet on you too. Since Bro Claude is affiliated with me, now you got videos out there. Now you got videos out there about Bro Claude.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's a trickle down effect. They don't.
I love it though.
The thing about it is, people don't have a problem with what these other people are doing. They have a problem with what we doing because what we doing, we giving y'all credibility and we giving you facts. We giving you something that you can learn. It's up to you to take it. Like we always say, you can lead a dog to the pond, but you can't make him drink that water. He down there, he gonna die of thirst if he don't want to drink. And see, that's the problem. These other YouTubers are out there creating things that they want to create, and they tricking their audience, and that's the difference.
AC Chi-Town just said it. Case that me and Bro Claude talked about this online. Yeah, there's always people that become fair weather fans. They jump on what they call them bandwagon fans. There's a difference between you a fan of one thing at a particular moment, or if you actually a fan of that school. You know what I'm saying?
It's a weird dichotomy for like even today, right?
Like I told you, 9-0, y'all.
But look, check this out, man. They weren't Iowa fans; they were Caitlin fans. They only became fans in the 2023 Final Four. Now you see what happened. Nobody was at the game supporting them. So that goes to tell you, and that's true when they say that she got a call. She got a call. She got a call. That's what it is. You can't deny that.
No, players got and this is why it goes back to what you said again, who you putting on TV to get the ratings, Currys and the LeBrons and all that. They got their fans. People would tune in to watch certain people.
But let me ask you.
LSU is LSU.
But
the Gamecocks is the Gamecock. Gamecocks got the biggest fan base. USC. Go ahead.
That's where Wodeman misses it. That's where this whole media thing misses it. The reason why college is so successful is because they promote the brand, not one person. So that means they're going to have people watching whenever the stars leave, get hurt, whatever happens. They still have people watching. If you just promote one person, when that person go down or heaven forbid quits, what does that leave you?
Look how strong LSU's fan base is, and
And you
Angel
do
Reese
need
ain't
that
there.
though.
Hey,
In a way, you do need that though, because ain't nobody supporting the Mystics like that.
California, and you'll see
And you're
nothing
gonna
but
travel.
purple.
You're gonna travel.
But you see, that goes different. I say again, it goes different to the pro level. I use the Mystics as example. Ain't nobody supporting the Mystics like that. And the dream it kind of shows. But the Aces and the Liberty, we eat hard times, bad times.
So
They
then,
still somehow
okay, I'm
still
glad
manage
you
to
said that,
keep the
Wody.
fan
So
base.
I got a question
Just-
for you. I got a question for you, Wody, since you brought that up about the fan base and who watching and the viewership and stuff like that. Do you think somebody cares? Because the WNBA dropped, their games and nationally televised games. You see that the Fever got 41 out of 44, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think anybody going to be interested in watching the Fever play the Mystic?
Only people that's interested in watching ZZ.
How about the Fever playing Connecticut? Ain't nobody watching that, man.
Ain't nobody. That team is dismantled. So ain't nobody going to. You know what I'm saying? So what's the purpose?
That was a waste of a prime time slot, bro.
Exactly. You got other teams like you could have threw in there. I say, for instance, you got to look at what happened in Unrivaled. What was built in Unrivaled. You could put the Chicago Skies against the Minnesota Lynx in that primetime section to watch.
If it's the same, Dave. If it's the same, but they do have Lynx and Sky primetime. I seen they have a couple of those. I don't know if it was intentionally done.
But if you look at the schedule, some of them
some.
games that you got, what's your name on national television? Look at the games that are being played also that are not on national television that you might be more interested in.
Why are we starting the season with the Aces versus the Liberty? Didn't the Liberty just beat Minnesota? Why wasn't that this game to start the season? Come on,
Because if they're gonna try to follow the NBA script, they should have followed the NBA in that.
They need help.
Yeah, they usually.
I know why though. Because the one game, keep it a bean though. The one game that drew heavy without any lead in was an Aces and Liberty game that had.
What? You're a business.
So they going off of business.
Wody man. If you want to expand your business and take away tunnel vision, then you're gonna put a game on that. Minnesota is a team that probably need more marketing. If Minnesota get the marketing, guess what it do? It helped the league. You stand put to these certain teams, the Aces, the Fever, New York. You got 10 other teams that need the marketing. Push your league. Mm-hmm. And that's what's wrong with the WNBA. They're catering to a player.
Yep.
Lord forbid, knock on wood. I'm not saying she's gonna get injured or anything. But if she get injured, you got all these primetime games and she can't play, then people not watching that. Now your numbers drop.
Big fact.
Because they're watching for her. Start pushing these teams that got loyal fans. Start appeasing to the loyal fans. You get so happy because you see somebody come in with quote unquote new fans. These new fans ain't here to stay.
Juju is hurt. Juju is hurt.
Oh, shoot, she
hurt.
is.
Juju is hurt.
She is hollering.
Juju is hurt. I'm calling the game on the other end, y'all. Juju is hurt, y'all. Hurt bad.
Oh man.
Hollering.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from that important point.
Injury.
Though,
I'm on the other side, y'all. I'm on the other side.
No, I'm watching it on my other screen. Golly.
I'm about to bring it up.
Unfortunate.
I would watch it.
Dang. We got breaking news, y'all. Juju is down.
She is in pain.
What happened?
She was a lot of people gonna point to that she didn't need to be out there that last game when they was
hold on just one second. I'm gonna get to this super chat. Appreciate you, Miss D, for the $2 super chat. Great show and great points.
Here comes the money. Dollar.
What channel that game on? ESPN?
Yeah, I'm about to bring it up.
Back to it now so I can see if I can rewind back. So I can see what happened.
I'm gonna send y'all the link. I'm already live, y'all.
Here comes the money.
Dollar. Give me send me the link, bro, Claude. I'll be over there.
I'm finna send it to you. Juju is hurt.
I'm about to shut it down so y'all can do y'all thing.
It looks like she's trying to stand up now. Oh, they carrying her off.
Oh my God, it's done. We cooked.
She can't even walk.
We cooked, y'all. We cooked. Hey, y'all, we cooked,
carrying
y'all. I'm
on.
sorry, y'all. Juju out of here.
What
Juju
the
is
heck,
out of here.
bro?
We cooked, y'all.
It looked like her knee.
Now watch
We
this.
cooked.
It's gonna be some crazy videos
God.
about it. Watch.
Oh my God.
No, I'm telling you already, K-Stat, like I said, it's like I almost feel the future. They were saying she shouldn't have been on the court. People saying she shouldn't have been on the court up 40. So what you think?
What they got to do with it? Today's
now.
game. It's a whole new game.
That's they gonna tie that in together. She's worn down. She could have rested her. Think of the tie-in. People were saying she shouldn't have been up on the court in the fourth quarter up 40.
I mean, it was 13-2 in that game.
We just watching, y'all.
Oh man,
we just watching, y'all. We just
I see it now.
Juju is down.
Oh yeah,
Juju is down.
Was it no contact? Them the worst.
Yeah, it was contact.
That's the ones you worried about.
She crying.
The no contact is the ones you really worry about.
You be thinking those be the ACLs and stuff like that.
No, there was no.
She crying, man.
She crying. She hurting.
Damn, they carrying her off, man. And that was in the first quarter.
All right, I'm sending it to you, Keisha, right now.
Send me the link.
I'm sending it to you, B.
Man, look, great show, guys. I'm gonna let Keisha and Bro Claude
Players Club
game.
Players Club
about to be on, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, man. But we're gonna get up out of here. We're gonna let the Players Club take over from here. Y'all make sure y'all go over to the Players Club and watch them call the game. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.
All right, we out.
This is crazy.
I know, man.